significant role in manufacturing, quality expectation, validation, training at major multinational corporations. Notably, he has spent more than a decade as a senior leadership position at the global companies such as Pfizer, Novartis, Freshness Kabi, and Cipla. Dr. Chakraborty sir is widely acknowledged as an expertise in risk management, contamination control, sterilization, aseptic process, design and simulation, audit and compliance, and enhancing people's capability. His extensive practical knowledge span in a diverse array of pharmaceutical dosage form and medical devices is remarkable. Now, I would like to take a moment to recognize our respected principal sir, Dr. Biplab Kumar Chopra sir. He holds a PhD degree in pharmacology from the esteemed organization Jadavpur University. We sincerely appreciate our unwavering commitment to creating a supportive academic atmosphere. Lastly, we must acknowledge our respected Tapan Chakraborty sir, your support and mentorship from very basic of our educational journey. So now I would like to request our respected principal sir, Dr. Biplab Kumar Chopra, to share few words. Sir, please.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to the respected dignitaries, our chairman sir, Dr. Prabhash Ghosh, all the respected teachers, my beloved guest, Dr. Subrata Chakraborty. Just I was sharing, and my obviously my beloved students. Just in the last class, I was sharing my experience with industry that I was mentioning the name of Dr. Subrata Chakraborty while we were in our student days, while we were batchmate, not only batchmate, sometimes, moreover, many a times as a benchmate in the classroom, and I was experiencing, and I was just mentioning that what a fantastic achievement he has got in the last 2.5 decades, as just now mentioned. I feel proud, very proud for the person Dr. Subrata Chakraborty, whom I know from his budding days in my graduation days in pharmacy. I feel honored and also feel very, very, very much thankful to Dr. Subrata Chakraborty as he is sharing some of his valuable time to share his industrial expertise with people like us and our students. Thank you. Sir, please start.
Yeah, thank you, Shomodeep. Thank you, Biplab, for a great introduction. I'm really pleased to be here. My wholehearted regards to all of you. Actually, the pillar for the country, the industry, because without your contribution, I think we were nowhere. So without wasting much time, let me try to share my screen. Yeah, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Great. So stop me if we somehow lose the connection, or I mean, if you can't see, if there is any disturbance, because I can't see you. I will be, when I'll be presenting, I can't see you. So if you feel that some message is not going to you, if I'm moving very fast or slow, or something, any kind of glitch, please let me know. Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, great. So basically, today I am going to talk on what we are doing in industry and where do we stand as Indian pharma industry, and where is where do we aspire to go? So. So I think you did a very good job in introducing me. I'll not spend any. So where do we stand today if we have to talk? First and foremost, we are doing a great job in terms of volume. We are third largest by volume globally and about 14th by value. Now, India is supplying over 50% of global demand of vaccines, which is a great number. 40% of generics demand for US, because that's a good business for Indian pharma industry, and 25% of all medicines for UK. India is second largest workforce in the world in pharmaceutical and biotech sector, and we loved to be called as pharmacy of the world. We with this achievement, with a constant growth, if you see, Indian pharmaceutical market has been exponentially growing. This is a EY survey, Ernst and Young survey, which says that this report says that we have been steadily growing. Indian pharmaceutical market has been steadily growing, and it is expected to grow several folds by 2030 and much bigger in number by 2047. So these are all really great numbers. But the question is, do we really deserve to be called as pharmacy of the world? Are we doing enough? So that is what is my discussion today. Where do we need to improve? What all we are not doing right? What all doing right, I have already explained. Those are really good, really appreciable. But what else we can do? Now, if you see, we keep on hearing several such, happenings, like, our poor medicines, which are pointed by various regulatory authorities. Over 50% of medicines made by small companies are of poor quality. People are dying because of our cup syrups globally, in India as well as outside. Foreign regulators, they are finding our data is inaccurate. There are several instances of falsification, data integrity issues. These are really spoiling our name, and globally there are question marks whether we really deserve this title, pharmacy of the world. Now, the regulatory concerns are like basic requirements are not met. Say, for example, these are frequent citations to pharma companies, not just one, to several by global regulators, like written procedures applicable are not really well established, or they are not well followed. Failure to thoroughly investigate any discrepancy. There could be a failure. That's not a problem. If you run a manufacturing line, there could be failure. But do you investigate them? Do you really take right corrective measure so that it doesn't repeat? So we are somewhere lacking in that aspect. We do not follow the appropriate written procedure. So first of all, they are talking about setting the right standard, if there is an issue, failure to investigate, whether then we are really following those standards, what we define for ourselves. There are several issues related to cleaning, disinfection, several issues related to production controls, distributions, record keeping, and all that. Now, they are steadily increasing. If you see from year on year, we have seen that there are steady increase in number of such regulatory citations. So there, I just thought of putting this SWOT SOT analysis for the industry. So if we have to talk about strength, definitely there are several strengths that we have. The most important is availability of skilled labor, scientists, technicians, management personnel. We have been traditionally low-cost manufacturer. That is what was always pulling countries globally towards India. But although, these days this gap is really constantly bridging, we are no more really that low cost as before. Good infrastructure in R&D and manufacturing. Our infrastructures are quite comparable. I have seen several facilities in US, Europe. They are, and then if I have to compare with India, we are no less. But there are several weaknesses. We usually do not think of investing much in R&D, new drug discovery. Traditionally, our pharma companies are more relying on generic medicines. Missing linkage between industry and academia. Now, this is something which I would like to stress upon. The issue is we have all these courses starting from diploma pharmacy, bachelor in pharmacy, or master in pharmacy. Now, after passing these courses, when people come to the industry, and with several years of my experience in interviewing them, we see that, they are never ready to be put into my production lines. This is, if this is a situation after studying a course for 4 years or 6 years, what is the benefit? Why they should not be industry ready? So that's something which we need to think of. And because of that, they spend a lot of time. I mean, industry has to spend a lot of time in training them. And then practically we don't find any, much difference in training a B.Pharm or M.Pharm guy as compared to a general science graduate. Sometimes that difference is very less. So that's something which we need to look at. The third thing is a weak regulatory framework. Now, if there are so many regulatory citations coming from US FDA or European authorities or any other global regulatory authorities, why our Indian regulators can't identify them? Now, this is something which is a bigger topic for discussion. There has been a lot of work being going on, but I think they are too little and not timely. Obviously, there are several opportunities for pharma industry. High demand for low-cost generic products. So that's a lucrative business. Although this is also very competitive business with high competition level. So availability of diverse patient pool and strength in chemistry essential for drug discovery. So there are, a lot of opportunity. and licensing deals with MNCs globally, they tend to out-license and they tend to manufacture locally. In India, with such a huge country, there is a huge business possibility and availability of good IT resources in India. Now, there are threats like regulatory compliance uncertainties. So, even if whatever you do, there are some level of risk remains. Changing regulatory expectations as the patient or as the knowledge about things or as the science is developing, there are changing regulatory expectations as well. The unrealistic ceiling on product prices and profitability in the country. Sometimes that causes the products to be less profitable for the industry, and that, in one hand, it could be the reason for product shortage in the market, or it could be it could be a kind of a push towards non-compliance to the standards, compromising the standards. So rapidly increasing cost of skilled manpower, and now the manpower cost is no more cheap. So we are, although this has been always a strength, as I mentioned, this is further, it's no more remaining a strength. It's slowly becoming a threat. Now, what are the obstacles for improvement? What we need to do? So currently, the issue is lack of science-based, well-informed decision-making. In every area, in every dimensions, we tend to comply just to comply, kind of a tick box approach. Human performance variation. Now, if you have to rely on people, and if they are not well trained, they are not well qualified, there are huge variability of performance level. So that affects every field of our operations. Lack of productivity and declining margins. Now, this is another big issue for India. I have seen people globally, and some of the, I have seen. I just remember a lady close to 60 years of age running around in the shop floor for those 8 hours, so active. Whereas if I come back to the country in India, if I see even an 18-year-old boy or 20-year-old boy would be so sluggish. He will spend time chit-chatting on the cell phone, not spending full-heartedly in the shop floor. So that's a clear difference. So that causes lack of productivity. Fear to challenge status quo. Now we have been embracing new technologies, but then we are slow adopters of those technologies. Reluctance of companies to embrace innovative technologies. So that also because of complex situations, the cost of technologies, but then somewhere we need to break ourselves free. Now, this is a typical, depiction of our industry. We have been always resistant to change. Now, if you see, I just tried to capture this. If you see, some of these technologies like isolated technology, for you, those of you probably not heard of. So this is basically kind of a barrier technology, kind of an enclosure where we produce sterile products that helps keeping the contamination away. And inside that barrier, you get a clean, sterile air, wherein you can produce the product safely. Or there could be single-use systems, so kind of use and throw type of disposable type of systems that are discussed. So these are as early as 1980s. Robotic work cells were discussed as early as 1990s. But today's scenario is isolators are just 30% of all new installations. So we are very slow in adapting changes. Only 15% of the market gained by single-use systems. PAT and RMM still to gain. So PAT is process analytical technology. This is something like by help of the sensors, you can detect if everything is going well in the process. If there are something not good, so it automatically detects. It gives you an alarm. It sometimes auto corrects things or processes. So these are discussed. I think PAD guideline first time came in 2004 by US FDA, but still there are not many companies that are using this. So these are the real challenges. These are the real challenges in the industry. So on one hand, we are depending so much on people. They are not well trained from an educational point of view, from a training point of view. And then we are also not very, progressive towards applying new technology. So this is the situation today, what we saw. But all are not bad. There are definitely some movement happening, and especially after COVID pandemic. Now, the key drivers for change today is increasing patient awareness and regulatory expectations. So there is a lot of awareness by the market. People are demanding more and more controlled, robust, quality products. Market complications, market competitions by different global companies, cost competitiveness, quality differentiators, technology disruption. So now AI, ML or IoT, these are the robotics, these are coming up so handy. I mean, cost is reducing significantly, and they are helping the industry to gear up on technology adoption. Globalization of pharma. So globalization is also causing not just giving you an opportunity to market globally. It is also creating a healthy competition amongst pharma companies, reaching out to with quality products to distant locations. But definitely there is a need for improving human skills and implementing the right technology at right time. Now, disruptions that are accelerated by COVID-19 are, if you see the kind of vaccine, COVID vaccine that came up so, in a fast pace. About 1.5 years, we had that vaccine from zero. So how did it happen? Can we repeat those instances by applying the right technology? Partnership and collaboration as a competitive strength. There were no global boundaries. Pharma companies collaborated so well to bring in technology where big boost towards Pharma 4. Pharma 4 is completely transforming the industry. We'll talk a little more on this as I go on. IT and as key enabler for the business. There are several IT systems that are now handy. They are low cost and getting integrated to the pharma operations. Innovation as the key business driver, that is helping us improving efficiency and quality of the operations, and as well as controlling the cost. Leadership agility to navigate through the crisis. The crisis has given us so much of opportunity to learn new skills and improve our flexibility. Now, the technologies that are driving this change in pharma are, which include automation, automated manufacturing, continuous manufacturing, process analytical technology that I talked about, artificial intelligence, and machine learning, 3D printing technology, Internet of Things, blockchain. So we will quickly run through these technologies for you to understand what we are doing. So continuous manufacturing. So unlike discrete manufacturing, wherein you have different processes happening in different rooms, different people working, sometimes these processes happen in different areas. Say, for example, an API manufacturing happens all together in a different facility. It could be way apart from places, and formulation manufacturing happening in a different place altogether. The continuous manufacturing is something like end-to-end production in one line, and more or less this helps you reducing several steps of loading, transportation, quality checks at individual stages, although we are still doing quality checks, but not by removing sample at each and every stage. So there comes the role of process analytical technology, wherein it uses sensors to test online. So when you are having, say, for example, a continuous monitoring, you can test at respective stages the quality of the material by use of sensors, and these sensors keep on reporting the data, recording the data, and keeps process under control. And if there are issues, it gives an alarm, and you can control them back with minimum human intervention. Of course, artificial intelligence and machine learning is helping a lot. When I just mentioned about investigation, say, for example. Now, if you have a data, suppose for a moment, if you don't have artificial intelligence and machine learning, in investigation, what we do is, suppose if I have to check a failure of a tablet, whether with regard to, say, dissolution or disintegration, why it is failing, how it has been behaving, what are the parameters, critical process parameters that we have been using all these, and it did not, and it happened now, why in this particular batch it failed. Now, it is very difficult to go back and check individual batches in the history and check accurately that went wrong, what was the trend and what trend changed, what is that out of trend situation today. Now, there is also a human factor into it. Now, the perception of one person varies from perception of other. Now, I may think that, okay, this trend is good, and now this is also within that trend. Now, for a second person, it could be, no, this could be something you need to look at. So these human factors are eliminated by artificial intelligence. It keeps on capturing data, learning the data, and using that data at right point for analytics, as well as making any correction. Now, there are other technologies like 3D printing. It helps in tailored drugs delivery to individual. it helps in low-cost manufacturing, on-demand manufacturing. Now, unfortunately, the first 3D printed material product was approved by US FDA in 2015, and now if I see, there are hardly any 3D printed material in the market. So there are very few. So this progress is happening, but at a much slower pace. So this is what is the situation. Now, similarly, if I have to talk about blockchain, blockchain is another technology wherein the data is engraved into each product with an unique code, and that data becomes accessible through the value chain, through the supply chain process to the patient, and patient can understand from those individual product, and you can check any counterfeit or any compliance issue that has undergone. Say, for example, they are not maintained in right temperature or humidity conditions. And sometimes these products, if they are exposed to uncontrolled environment, could be risky to the patients. So if a patient or a medical practitioner can detect by seeing the product that something has gone wrong by technology, so that could be a very good value addition. But that's again gaining the momentum, but at a very slow pace. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about Pharma 4. Now, what is Pharma 4? If I have to simply explain, there has been, so if I have to talk about Pharma 3, Pharma 3 is basically individual technologies getting into its place, high-end robots, all different computer-based, technology-based systems, but they are working in isolation. They still need human intervention to work. They wait for operators or human instruction to deliver to the outcome. They still need to be monitored. Okay, but in Pharma 4, we are talking about a connected system who are able to take decision by itself. They understand, they come with a brain who can interact with the system. They can communicate with each other in the system, and automatically gives a result and tracks the progress and gives feedback to the system and all that. Now, for an easy understanding, I like this video. I would like to share with you. But before that, let me check if this. Okay. Can you see this video?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And sorry. Is it also you are able to hear the audio or not?
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Yes, perfect. I'll play this. an employee enters the facility, he gets charged automatically in his mobile device, gets into the area. If there is any something going wrong, he gets an indication automatically, and then he passes that on. So this automatically getting notified. So maintenance ticket is automatically generated. When you are wearing a augmented reality headset, it automatically guides you to what needs to be done. You can see in front of you what is happening, what is expected to be done. These are all happening as a predictive maintenance. So you know when it is going to fail, and you are automatically correcting yourself before it actually fails. So that's the future that we are expecting. What we need a strong regulatory framework within the country, supporting an agile structure to ensure efficacy, accuracy, and patient safety. All our patients, not just outside when we export our product, also within the country matters. Each and every product, every tablet that comes to the market should be safe for use. And it is a strong collaborative approach from industry, academia, and regulators are expected. Invite new innovative technologies, need to get rid of old wine in new bottle. Innovative technologies are a need of the day. We retain our virtues that we have revitalized during pandemic: collaboration. So when we ask for help, we get. When we reach out to different people, help each other, we improve. Better industry academia collaboration and government collaboration need to bridge this gap. Need increased focus on training and development. Training and development is key. It also applies to people who are already working in the industry. There is a huge need of improving this training. Strive for harmonized regulatory standards. Quickly, these regulatory standards, which are across the globe, needs harmonization because life matters for everyone. And the product chemistry is same for across the globe. Invest in productivity for larger interest of our patients. So productivity is key, not just for market benefits, also for patients. Appreciate risk-based, scientifically sound decisions. Decisions should be made based on risk, patient risk, product risk, and scientifically sound. Thank you very much. I'm open for any questions.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing such a wonderful topic through the wonderful presentation, enlightening us as well as our students. So now I would like to say our students, like if anyone having any inquiry, you may ask sir. First you need to do raise your hand. Just raise your hand and then unmute yourself and you may ask question to sir. Anyone from the students want to ask anything to sir?
Feel free, no question is wrong. We are all learners.
Yes, sir.
I have a lot of things to learn from you. I forgot my basics. So please feel free if you want to give me some advice also.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Dr. Chakraborty, this is not a question. This is just a mutual interaction.
Sure.
From your long expertise, long industrial experience, you have discussed the changeover from the ancient industrial setup to the newer modern machine learning and artificial intelligence setup. Just I'm having an interest to know whether there will be any change in R&D sector. You have shown the industrial backup. A person entering into the industry, he is doing lifting, he is switching over to another. But in R&D, in research and development, suppose in your biotechnology sector, where we go for some aseptic area, which aseptic area is prepared. Okay, HEPA filters are there. They are sterilizing the air. An aseptic environment is made. In this modern scenario, whether there is going to be any change there, or it will be like that.
Good question. So so whatever I discussed, they are equally applicable for R&D. Now, for example, the way you enter, everything is applicable to R&D, right? Why not? Now, what is shown here is kind of a packaging line, just for kind of an example, but that is applicable to your HEPA filtered area, aseptic processing area. So let me give you one experience of mine. Now, what happens, how frequently you test for HEPA filters, whether really they maintaining that quality of, how do you know if they fail? And how do you know when they will fail and what happens if it fails? So these are real issues. Now, if a automated system can detect the failure in advance and try to correct it before it actually goes wrong, that could be a great help. Now, this is one. Apart from that, I just want to mention one thing. I think I did not stress a lot on that area, is drug discovery. Now, drug discovery traditionally have been taking somewhere around 10 to 15 years. Now, by use of artificial intelligence, can we reduce that time drastically the way we did it for COVID vaccine? Clearly possible, because as you now, when you have to start for discovering, and it is a completely human based, memorizing things, using our own knowledge has got all some limitation. But if you use the artificial intelligence, huge opportunity. There's a lot of things already been done by, selecting the right subject, proposing the right set of subjects to be taken forward. So these becomes very easy. So it saves time, right? And this is what is happening already. It's not too far. It's already started happening.
So even in case of molecular, the chemistry people, they modify the structure by having the structure activity relationships. This kind of approaches may be better developed by the incorporation of artificial intelligence, I think, because they can formulate the molecule, is it not, automatically? Is it not, sir?
Yeah, very right.
So that's a big development. Artificial intelligence will be introduced in proper chain into the industry and R&D sector. So anybody having any question more?
Okay, so we are really very thankful to sir for giving us your valuable time, and it's a memorable moment for us, for our institution, moreover, for having you in our platform, and we are really very honored to have you in our platform, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you
so much, sir.
Spending time with you.
Yes, sir.
Forward. Thank you.
Have a nice day, sir. Thank you, sir.
Bye.